All right, hey again, third grade. We're gonna do this again because it seemed like you guys liked it last time. So you need to get pieces of paper, um, 3x5 cards or something, because you're going to, this is our history time. Obviously, you should have known that when you saw the title on the video before you watched it. But anyway, so you're going to write out the names: Jim Elliot, Elizabeth Elliot, Dwight Eisenhower, or you could even just write Ike on there, Amelia Earhart, and Martin Luther King Jr. So write each of those names. So don't do Jim and Elizabeth together, because some things they were separate for and then some things they were together for. So do Jim Elliot, Elizabeth Elliot, Dwight Eisenhower, Amelia Earhart, Martin Luther King Jr. So you can pause me until you get all that done. But I know that some of you guys really enjoyed doing that, so we're going to do the flip game again. Okay, so you're going to have to flip the proper name for who I'm talking about before I give the answer. If you don't get it before I give the answer, then you don't win the point. Okay, so I'll just be asking questions and then you show me who I'm talking about. Excuse me. Oh my God. See, you guys made me tired from crying all night long last night. Who had an airstrip built for them on Howland Island? Who had an airstrip built for them on Howland Island? Amelia Earhart. Very good. Who loved God more than anything else? Yes, good. Did you get it quickly? Elizabeth Elliot. Good. I'm just going to give you 2 words as the hint, the clue. Under God. Yes. Oh, you guys are quick. If you held up Ike or Dwight Eisenhower, good for you. Who loved to listen to the life of missionaries? Yes, Jim Elliot did. Excellent. Born Michael. I don't know if you're gonna get that or not, but born Michael. Good, because some of you right away, Martin Luther King Jr.'s name when he was born was Michael King, but his parents changed it afterwards to Martin Luther King Jr. Good. Went to the World's Fair. I know I'm giving you very vague clues this time, but I feel like these are too easy, so I have to. Yes, Amelia Earhart went to the World's Fair. That's where she learned her love of adventure. Translated the Bible for Quechua Indians. Good. You have to do both, Jim and Elizabeth Elliot, because remember, she knew how to translate Bible. That's why she took Greek. And I'm giving you answers for other questions, but it's fine. But they both were translating the Bible for the Quechua Indians. 99s. Yes, good. Yes. See, and this is the thing. If you can easily know that just from that small clue, then you know your stuff. And that's A-okay with me. Good. Amelia Earhart. Excellent. Highest grades in class. Martin Luther King Jr. Very good. Let's see. Served with his friend Pete in Ecuador. Jim Elliot. Very good. Let's see. 15 years old. Good. Martin Luther King. What about it though? That's when he went to college. Super. Good job. Ooh, 29,000-mile trip. Amelia Earhart. That was too easy, I think, right? I know, but I mean, what am I supposed to ask? West Point Military Academy. Dwight Eisenhower, or Ike, went to West Point Military Academy. Good. Not afraid to tell others about God. Jim Elliot. Excellent. Wow, I feel like you guys are going to do really well on this. President of Columbia University. Some of you got it right away. Some of you are floundering. Make sure you remember Dwight Eisenhower. He was the president of Columbia University. Good. Made roller coaster. Amelia Earhart. Yeah, I know, that was easy. Friends with Nate Saint. It's kind of a trick question because they both were, Jim and Elizabeth Elliot were both friends of Nate Saint because he worked with them as missionary friends. So, I have a dream. I know, that was too easy. Martin Luther King Jr. Good. Oh, I should have had you write down Rosa Parks' name too because I can't really ask a question. Friend of Orville Wright. Amelia Earhart. Good. Let's see. Began space program. Yes, Dwight Eisenhower. Oh, let's see. Witness to Auca Indians. Good. Some of you got that. It has to be both Jim and Elizabeth. Witness to the Auca Indians. They both were planning on it, but because it was such a dangerous tribe, the men, Jim and Nate Saint and the other two men that were with him, they did not want their wives to be going in because it was dangerous. So they went in, the men themselves, and they got killed. But their wives were with them that whole time. They were, remember, listening on the two-way radio, very good, and they're listening to find out that information, and then and to see how their husbands were doing, and then they found out that they had been killed. But then Elizabeth went back, she stayed there and went into that village and still continued to tell them about the Lord. So it was both of them. Good. Top commanding officer for the United States. Yes, Dwight Eisenhower. Montgomery, Alabama. Martin Luther King Jr. Good. 180 miles per hour. Amelia Earhart, that's what the new record that she had set for women. Okay, we'll make it a little tougher. Helped pay for his brother's education. All right, it wasn't harder. Dwight Eisenhower, very good. You guys are too smart. Dropped gifts for the Aucas. Jim Elliot, very good. Became a preacher. Martin Luther King Jr. Nobel Peace Prize. Again, Martin Luther King Jr. Good. Lady Lindy, Amelia Earhart, excellent. World War I, World War II, Dwight Eisenhower, good. He served in both of those wars. Wow, I feel like, because the only other thing, you know, it's not their names, but I guess during the lifetime Civil Rights Act, during Martin Luther King's lifetime, the Civil Rights Act was set into motion. Wow. I feel like you know all this stuff. At least I hope so. I hope you're answering and getting these right. Lived with Alcas 2 years after the missionaries died. Elizabeth Elliot. So 2 years after her husband and the other missionaries died, she went to live with the Auca Indians. Alaska and Hawaii. Dwight Eisenhower made Alaska and Hawaii our 49th and 50th states. Good. Oh, In God We Trust. That is also Dwight Eisenhower. Carried his Bible. Yes, Jim Elliot carried his Bible with the rest of his books in school. First woman solo flight across the Atlantic. Obviously, Amelia Earhart. Married George Putnam. That is also Amelia Earhart. Spoke at Lincoln Memorial. Martin Luther King Jr. Excellent. Wow, I think. Oh, the Canary. Yes, Amelia Earhart's plane that she bought herself was called the Canary. Fed chickens, milked cows, gathered wood, worked in the garden. I know that's a tougher one, right? That is Dwight Eisenhower. Good. Those of you that got that, excellent. Dwight Eisenhower did those things as a boy. Wow. I think... Oh, let me say this, or ask this. Alive when you were. Good, Elizabeth Elliot. 2015 is when she died, so you guys are alive at the same time. Greatest fear of falling asleep. Amelia Earhart. Well, she's flying her plane. That would be the greatest fear. 1957 Civil Rights Act. So that you might be like, oh, is that Martin Luther King or Dwight Eisenhower? Remember, the 1957 Civil Rights Act that gave the African Americans the right to vote was with Dwight Eisenhower. Good. Dwight Eisenhower, for those of you that got that. Because 1964, the country passed the Civil Rights Act during or after Dr. Martin Luther King, or during his lifetime, actually, sorry. So 1964 is when the Civil Rights Act was passed, but 1957, now I can't even keep it straight. 1957, the Civil Rights Act protected African Americans' right to vote. Okay, so that's important to know. I think that's all I'm going to ask. Time's sake is good. So we'll review again on Monday some things, and then you'll be ready for your test on Tuesday. So study over these people, get to know them. I know this wasn't as exciting as the first one because I feel like they were maybe too easy because you guys already know this very well. They're very different people, but hopefully you got them down, and I'll look forward to seeing how well you do especially on your test on Tuesday. See you later.